In an industry stuffed with marketing bullshit, empty promises, and shiny-suited liars, one woman's had enough. She knows what it's like to have the wrong clients, no money, and no time for fun. But she also knows how to fix it. And on the Business for Superheroes show, she promises to tell the down and dirty truth about business, sales, and running away with the circus. Here's your host, Vicky Fraser.
Hello and welcome to the Business for Superheroes show. I'm Vicky Fraser and this is my husband Joe.
Hello.
Hello. So this week we're drinking beer because we have no tonic water, which is frankly a tragedy.
Poor planning. You realise you could be buying tonic on business expenses by now?
Do you think?
Let's see why not.
Kevin, is this true?
Hi, Kevin.
What beer are we drinking, Joe?
Moretti.
Oh, Moretti. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. I drank that so enthusiastically then, I nearly poured it all over my face.
That would have gone down well.
Well, no, it wouldn't. It would have gone everywhere. Okay, so...
What are we talking about?
This week, Joe, we are kind of following on from last week. Do you remember what we talked about last week? Limiting beliefs.
Limiting beliefs is what we talked about last week. Yes.
And so this week we're talking about self-confidence, which follows on really nicely, I think.
Okay.
And this is the Mark Twain success secret.
Right.
And he said to succeed in life, you need two things, ignorance and confidence.
What was Mark Twain's real name?
I know that and I can't remember. What was it?
See how it feels when people spring unexpected questions on you?
No, but I do know that name and it's like right on the tip of my brain.
Samuel Longhorn Clemens.
Samuel Longhorn Clemens, yes. Oh, don't you just hate that when the fact that you're grasping for is like pressing its nose up against the window of your memory and you're like... Meh!
And the memory in question just scuttles off and hides behind a door somewhere.
It scuttles off like a mouse that you're trying to catch that the cat has brought in. Anyway, we seem to have wandered off the subject somewhat. Although actually no, and we'll come back to that because being asked something that you suddenly don't know the answer to does knock your confidence. But there are things that you can... Anyway, we'll come back to that shortly. So, confidence, what is it, Joe? It's a bit of a woolly concept.
A bit of a woolly concept. I would say, certainly in my sphere, I can spot people who are confident and people who are not confident. People who are confident are aware that they can cope with it, whatever it may be.
Nice.
And they demonstrate the fact that they are aware that they can cope with it. And it might be, going somewhere to do something that you haven't done before. And a confident person will be like, yep, I can do that. And if I don't know how to, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Then the unconfident person will say, I've not done that before. I don't want to do it.
Nice. I really like that definition. That's a great definition.
Ah, thank you.
No worries. I had written down, belief in self and ability to succeed, which is pretty much what you've just said.
It's not far off.
I would also add, and that is exactly what confidence is, but then I think there's confidence in different areas, and I wanted to talk about confidence in all areas. And another couple of things that I was thinking about is being able to say thank you to a compliment instead of just brushing it off.
Okay.
Because I hear a lot of people, and I'm guilty of this myself, I have to physically stop myself from being like, oh, and when somebody says, oh, you look great today, being like, oh, no, I don't, I look awful. Or, you know, that move was great. Oh, no, I didn't do this very well. It's just like, just say thank you. Smile and say thank you is I think, confidence. And as soon as you brush off a compliment, you just undermine that confidence, I think. And the other thing, take credit for your successes and your hard work. You know, that's another aspect, I guess, of the brushing off a compliment. Instead of attributing a success to a fluke or giving credit to somebody else, which women particularly do a lot. They don't claim credit for their own achievements, or just attributing it to blind luck.
Sure. When in fact it was you.
Yeah.
You did it.
Sometimes it is blind luck. You know, if you win the lottery, that's blind luck. Sometimes you get lucky breaks, and you can acknowledge those. But if one of your successes has come from your own skills and abilities and hard work, then claim it. There's nothing wrong with that. And finally, this is kind of more personal confidence again. Confidence isn't they will like me. confidence is I will be fine if they don't like me.
Okay.
And I really like that as well. It's not the same as confidence isn't I don't care if they like me, because we all do care if people like us or not. But there's a difference between saying I don't care if they like me, because that's just defensive and it's kind of almost negates the whole thing. But it's that if they don't like me, that's okay. It's that, you know, being okay with the fact that you can't please everyone all the time.
Okay.
So there's a few definitions of confidence there, but I think mostly they can be summed up, particularly business-wise, by what you just said. Belief in your own ability.
Belief in your own ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a very marked difference in engineers that I see with that. Yeah. Some of them will go, yep, I will just go and get in there and fix that. Never seen it before, don't know how it works, I will go and fix it. And others say, never seen that before, don't know how it works, I am fucking terrified of that.
I see it in Ariel in the circus studio all the time. The people who are like, wow, that move looks really tough, it looks awesome, I'm going to go and give it a go. And that's all they think. Versus, oh, that move looks awesome and terrifying and there's no way I'll ever be able to do that.
Yeah.
There's an entirely, you know, it kind of goes, you know, the limiting beliefs that we were talking about last week.
Yes.
But this week we're talking about confidence. So I also wanted to throw an Oprah Winfrey quote in there. You get in life what you have the courage to ask for. I really like that because it's really true.
Okay.
And I think that ties in to confidence as well. Because do you remember I was doing a thing a while ago? I kind of fell off the wagon where I decided I was going to ask for things that I wanted, and I kicked it off in January when I went to Canada and asked if I could be upgraded to first class. And actually, that plane was oversold and they were kicking people off it, so there's no way that I was going to get what I asked for. But the point is, I asked for it, so I was like 100% more likely to get it than if I didn't ask for it.
Sure.
So I would like. Oh yeah, I'm going to add that onto the takeaway, and we can. Okay, I'm just writing that down. Clickety clack was me typing. Anyway, right. Okay, so confidence.
Confidence.
People often say, you know, being confident is super important, and we've all got to be confident, or we're all basically screwed. And I have done the same with less, you know, with less drama-larmaness of it. And it's really important that you're confident. But when you ask why, it's like, well, actually, why is self-confidence important? You tend to get, like, vague platitudes back. You know, there's, it makes you feel good, it inspires confidence in others and all that kind of thing. And you don't really get any solid kind of scientifically backed reasons why self-confidence is a good thing. So at first, before we go into how to build confidence, I just wanted to explain a little bit why confidence is so important. We're going to bust through the vague feel-good cliche nonsense, and we're going to give you solid scientific reasons why confidence is critical to your success in business and in life.
Okay.
Cool. So, Joe, why is confidence important?
For me, confidence is important when I meet somebody because it is an indicator, and it's not the only indicator, and it for sure may not be the most reliable, but it's an indicator that they do know what they are doing. It is an indicator that they can achieve the things they say they are going to achieve. If somebody says, well, we might be able to do this, and that could be possible, and maybe, and ooh, it's a bit iffy, that lack of confidence leads me to not necessarily want to give them my money.
Okay. So how would you deal then with... because there's a difference between being confident in being able to do something and just totally bluffing and bullshitting your way into making a mess.
Absolutely. That's why it's not the only indicator. You know, if somebody is... not a people person or isn't particularly vocal about their abilities, but their past performance is freaking amazing, that's okay. Maybe I still go with them.
Yeah, but being confident, I don't know, I saw another quote that says being confident, I don't know, being competent. I can't remember the quote now, but it was like, you don't need to, arrogance is shouting about it, confidence is just doing it. Does that make sense? That was kind of the gist of it. You don't have to shout about it.
Yes. You don't have to be a shiny suited
shouter
insurance salesman.
Yes.
Apologies to all the insurance salesmen out there. But yeah, you don't have to be a cocky idiot to be confident. And in fact, I think probably quite a lot of cocky idiots aren't in fact confident.
Yeah. So that's a solid... you can cover it up. It's that peacocking thing.
Yeah.
You can cover it up.
So I've been told to be confident, therefore I'm going to be confident. I'm going to buy a shiny suit and I'm going to lie through my teeth.
But without any substance behind it. That's the key, isn't it? It's the substance behind it. That's a really good point. That's a super important point for anyone who runs your own business. If you are in any way responsible for convincing somebody to trust you with their money or their, children or their dogs or, whatever it is that you do. If you don't come across as confident, then why on earth would anyone want to give you responsibility? And it's not even about the fees, because I always think of it like, it's not just people don't just trust me with the money that they're paying me to do their marketing for them, to do their copywriting. They're also trusting me in some measure with the success of their business, and that's a massive responsibility and a massive privilege as well.
Yeah.
For me. And so you kind of think of it like that. And that's where confidence is really important.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've just kind of repeated what you said, but badly. Okay, so outside of business, confidence actually can be more important in personal relationships than physical attractiveness.
Sure.
And we can give a real life example of this, can't we? Do you remember the pole competition, the heat that I won?
Yes.
Do you remember the beginners category, the lady who won the heat?
Yes.
And she was not the best poler in that heat.
For sure not.
Technically, and arguably not the physical ideal.
Mm-hmm.
She was a big lady, which isn't to say that you can't be attractive before anyone yells at me, but, the physical ideal, and I know that weight has to do with confidence and all the rest of it. But she was by far the best in that category, and she was the most attractive, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Why?
She was having a whale of a time, and she looked it. You could see it. She was having fun. She knew what she was doing, and she was confident. Yeah,
and it's that difference between, not everybody's going to like me, and that's okay, and you go and do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because you could just tell by watching her that she didn't, not that she didn't care, but that if she wasn't everyone's cup of tea, that wasn't a problem with her.
Yeah, she was all right with that. No, she was great.
She was really awesome.
And I think everyone in the room liked her for that.
And you couldn't take your eyes off her.
Yeah, she was great.
Not for the whole time. And that also goes for, because I didn't want anyone to kind of yell at me for the whole she was a big woman thing. There were also, and this was in the higher categories than me in the finals, there was a very slim, thin almost woman, and I remember thinking, I don't find that physically attractive, but she was amazing. And again, I couldn't take my eyes off her because of the way she moved and the way she held herself and the confidence that she had in her abilities to dance and hold a room.
She knew she could do it.
What she looked like did not matter a jot. And that I think was, you can look at someone, and this goes for when you get to know someone as well. I've met people before who I've thought, gosh, that person is physically gorgeous. Then they open their mouth and either they're a complete douche canoe or they just have no confidence. And that attraction to them just disappears like that.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. And it happens the other way around as well. You meet someone who, you may not be physically attracted to or may not be your cup of tea to start with. And then you get to know them, and that quiet confidence in what they do or know or believe or whatever, that is really, really attractive. It's charisma again, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So cool. So that's why it's really, really important. It's not, it's not what you look like or even necessarily your abilities all the time.
But is confidence something that you can just develop? Is confidence something that happens over time when you demonstrate to yourself you can do it? Or is confidence something you can just buy a shiny suit and start lying?
I think we'll come back to that because you're jumping ahead a little bit.
Am I?
Yeah, but that's okay.
It's difficult.
Because it is well, yes, it is. It is difficult, but we'll come back to that. I just wanted to give another few reasons why confidence is so important. So there's been research from the International Journal of Cosmetic Science. Who knew there was such a thing? But it makes sense because, cosmetics is a bazillion-dollar industry. Of course they're going to be researching, and you better believe they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They did a study where they gave men cologne, aftershave, I guess, perfume for men, that improved their confidence enough for them to be rated visibly more attractive in photos after they had the cologne.
Crikey.
Than before they had the cologne. That means not just, people weren't even there with them. They didn't know them. It was just a photograph thing. So they took a photograph of them like normally and then gave them cologne, made them smell nice, and then took a photograph of them again. And people rated them physically more attractive after they had that cologne and kind of felt better about themselves. Gave them enough confidence, which, just goes to show that actually being confident will improve your physical attractiveness.
Yeah.
It genuinely will. And this is true as well. Research from Webster University found that a simple, confident, direct smile from a woman was enough to catch the attention of a potential date, regardless of what she looked like, regardless of her physical attributes. And if you think about this is true, because if you don't like your teeth, if you've got crooked teeth and you think your teeth are ugly, then you will never smile. And, dentists can make a lot of money if they grasp this. If there are any dentists listening, you need to appeal to, people don't care about straight teeth. People want to be able to smile.
Yeah.
If you've got dreadful teeth, then you're not going to smile. If you don't smile, you're not going to look as attractive. People who smile are attractive. A scowl is not. And even if you're not scowling, it sometimes looks like you are. If you're like, I'm not going to open my mouth because I don't like my poop.
Not sure that works so well in audio, but yes.
So, you know this to be true if you've ever had an issue with, with your teeth or your appearance or whatever. They've also done the University of Melbourne did some studies and found a correlation between confidence levels as early as primary school and adult workplace success.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Doesn't. I mean, correlation is not causation.
No.
But that doesn't surprise me at all, that there's a link. The University of Texas studied this in students. Those who got an expression of confidence in their ability, even when the person was criticising them, did better, performed better later than those who are simply told to do better.
Sure.
So it's like, here's where you can prove, blah, blah, blah. I have every confidence in your ability to do this because you're not a stupid person.
You've had a really good stab at this. It didn't quite work out this time, but it was a really good effort.
Yeah.
Good effort, good methodology, worked well. Just get it right next time.
Yeah, and I don't want to disappear down a wormhole, but this is super important, how you praise people. It really bugs me when I hear people... Or criticise them. It really bugs me when I hear people tell their kids that they're clever or they're naughty, because those are labels that those children will wear and adopt. And so I would much prefer to hear people praise kids for working hard. Or, I don't like that behaviour that you just... This sounds like one of those really woo-woo PC things, but it's super important. It's like, rather than say, you've just really pissed me off, it's like, your behaviour just now was totally unacceptable, but you are still a good person. It's like, your behaviour is not you. And that's I think that is relevant to confidence as well, actually. And it goes for how you talk to yourself. I'm an idiot versus that thing I did was a bit stupid.
Yes.
Totally different.
Yeah, that was a mistake. Rather than I'm an idiot.
Really, really important. And, people listening might be rolling their eyes and thinking, oh, this is all, new age bullshit. It absolutely isn't. It's really, really important stuff. So, and even they've found that being overly confident has benefits as well. So they had this is the University of Edinburgh and the University of California, San Diego, who I think did like a joint study, as you do across different, the Atlantic or whatever. But they found that even if you're not right, even if you're on the side of an argument and you're not right about it, if you are confident that you can win, or at least you're not sure that you're going to lose.
Right.
And as long as what you're fighting for has value, overconfidence means that you're much more likely to be successful in winning that argument or that fight or whatever. Even if you're not right, which is, not necessarily a good thing, I suppose, but it's worth bearing in mind.
Confident idiots win.
Well, it's true. If competent people were more confident, I think the world would be a better place, possibly. Anyway, so time is getting away from us. So let's talk a little bit about how to improve confidence, shall we?
Okay.
Absolute number one way to improve your confidence, in my humble but correct opinion, exercise.
Okay.
I'm not kidding about this. Firstly, because exercise is a gateway habit. If you get into the habit of exercising regularly, other aspects of your life will improve. And they have studied this. If you're in any doubt about this, read the book The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, which is a book that I read every year.
That is a cracking book.
It's a cracking book. If you improve that one area of your life, other areas will improve as a result of that. And not even directly related. It's not even like health benefits and all the rest of it. It's like your business will improve. Your concentration will improve. You get into the habit of exercising, it just has impacts every area of your life.
Feel better about yourself and feel more confident.
You will, because exercise releases endorphins, which make you feel better about yourself. And of course, if you keep exercising, your healthier, stronger body will become visibly, healthier and stronger, and you'll feel better about it. You'll feel better about your appearance and ability. So quite often in my little gratitude diary thing that I do every day, I'll be, I'll say, I am grateful for my strong body. The things that I can do with it, not the way it looks, but the things that it can do. Because the things that it can do are frankly incredible.
Yeah.
Even when you think about walking and how ankles are... Anyway.
Oh, my ankle is like going a really weird shade of purple right now.
Tell them what you did.
Well, okay, two things happened. The first was I was dismantling a metal bench at work yesterday and tripped over a bit of it and scuffed up my right shin real bad. Like, real bad.
It's disgusting. It's really gross.
Oh,
Didn't you say you had to chop a bit of your skin?
I had to cut some stuff off with scissors. Anyway.
I think we should stop there. If anyone's vomiting, I'm not even going to apologise because I've had this story twice now, and let's share it around.
It was gross. And the second thing I did was bandage it up and go to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu last night, where actually the grandson of a friend of our next door neighbour did something horrible to my leg, and I think that's where the bruisings come from.
Good. Okay, so how else can we build confidence? We can not kick things with our shins.
Don't kick things.
Pole dancing.
That's...
I'm not kidding. And when I say pole dancing, I'm using that as a metaphor for anything you think you can't do.
Okay.
Go learn how to do it.
Go and get stuck into something.
Yeah, because the number of people that are like, oh, I'd love to be able to do that, but I'm not strong enough. Guess how you get strong enough? Yeah. You go do it. Take off your clothes in front of strangers. Perhaps not for everybody, but I can't even tell you. I'm not kidding. I can't even tell you how much confidence burlesque will give you, because burlesque is for people of all shapes and sizes, all genders, all nationalities, all whatevers. It doesn't have to. It's not all about sexy. My Charlie Chaplin striptease was hilarious, right?
Yeah.
And people loved it. Why? Because I had clearly a whale of a time doing it. Because it was hilarious.
It was ace.
It was ace. But I can't...
Is it on YouTube?
No, it is not. But I am doing it again at Hereford Pride in September. So if anyone wants to see me...
Buy tickets to that.
Get my mustachioed boobs out. Come along to Hereford Pride. I'll get someone to take a video this time. I bloody will, and I'll put it on as well because it's fun. So yeah, I'm not even kidding. Burlesque, even if you choose not to do the striptease thing, it will massively improve your confidence.
I'm going to chuck one in here.
Go on.
Actually, get better at doing what you're doing.
Yes.
If you're a printer or a dog walker or a childminder or whatever it is you're doing that requires you to talk to people, and Vicky just nearly poured beer up her nose again.
I'll tell you in a minute.
Whatever it is that you're doing, take some training, develop yourself, become technically better and stronger at what you are doing.
That's really good advice, actually. The more expert you are, the more confident you'll be.
Yeah.
And then once you do that, explain it to people. Because that's the next point in my notes, is explain something you understand well. This is super important for business owners, especially if you are in the information business. If and you should be educating people constantly about what you do and helping them. If you can explain what you're doing to somebody, it will make you feel more confident. And because I promise you will surprise yourself, you will astound yourself at how much you actually know and how skilled you are. So I do this all the time. I'm always surprised at how knowledgeable I actually am and how much I understand about marketing and biopsychology and what makes people tick. It's a massive confidence boost to explain something that you understand deeply to somebody who doesn't understand it. Really massive. And it also reminds you that there's this enormous gap between you and everybody else, even if you're not at the top of your field.
Yeah.
There's a massive gap between you and people who don't know anything about what you do. And explaining it to people is really important.
And that gap is the reason why they
want you.
Why they want you to come and do what you do.
Yeah, and they might one day move on and need somebody who knows more than you, and that's fine. But then by then you'll know more as well, because you'll
be developing.
Yeah. So this is particularly important if you're scared of doing something, like for example your first webinar, and I've got somebody in mind here. Hi, Mike. If you're doing your first webinar and you're worried about it, just run through it to somebody who will listen and explain what you're going to be doing. And that explanation will make you realise how much you know. It will build the confidence for the thing that you're not sure about. Does that make sense?
It does.
Cool. Okay, here's another one. Enter a competition you'll do well in.
Oof.
Massive confidence boost. Winning is super important. Didn't we do a podcast about this the other day? It is the winning that counts, not at the expense of other people. You don't want other people to lose. It's about you winning. Make yourself feel better, and enter something that you've got a good chance of winning. Don't enter something that you really don't think you've got any chance of winning, because that will, especially at the beginning of something, that will knock your confidence. But if you are reasonably confident about your abilities, enter a competition, prove it to yourself. To yourself, not to anyone else, is the really important thing.
Yeah, okay.
Learn how to dress better. You only have to watch Queer Eye and any other makeover show to actually see the instant transformation in people's confidence. We see it, don't we, when we watch Queer Eye, and it's a joy to behold. If you look better, you'll feel better. It affects your posture, your attitude, everything about you improves when you know you look good. And it kind of drives me nuts when people say that looks don't matter or that looks shouldn't matter. They do matter. They matter to you. And there was, did we see the thing on Facebook? That beauty salon that opened a pop-up and was giving homeless people free pampering sessions.
Yeah.
Loved it. I can't even tell you how important that will be for those people who just frankly look like shit most of the time because they live on the streets and they can't even wash. For them to have their hair done and their nails done, and you just feel amazing once you've had a little pampering session that makes you look better. It's really important. It's so important. And and
you're almost, as well as a sort of person who's taking time out their day to do that kind of thing, you're also demonstrating to yourself that you believe you have worth.
Yes. Yeah, that's really important. Good point.
If you don't look after yourself because you don't feel like you deserve it, that's not on. You need to fix that.
Yeah.
Start looking after yourself.
Yeah, and if that's parents who are like, oh, I'm always putting everybody else first, stop that right now, because you need to take care of yourself. And like it frustrates me when I hear the kind of martyred, oh, I don't have time for that. It's like you're doing not only yourself but your family a disservice, actually, if you don't take a little bit of time for yourself. It's really important.
Not like 6 hours a day doing your nails, but
no.
At some point, take a breather and look after yourself.
Half an hour every 2 weeks, go and get some gel nails put on. You can do that. Learn how to do your makeup, like I did. That made an enormous difference. And you know what? Okay, I should feel like I'm attractive without my makeup, but the fact is that if I'm going to go on video and make a video about something, or if I'm going to be in a photo shoot, or if I'm going to go on stage, then I'm damn well not going to do it without makeup. And there's a couple of reasons for that, because the camera... You look better on camera when you have makeup on because the camera does weird things to you. And so you want, certain features pulled out or whatever. But more than that, you want to feel like you've made an effort for people. And so I'm sure I'm going to get like loads of people being... This is one of those, I'm a feminist, but actually I never go out without makeup on. And whilst I would love to be able to go out without makeup on and feel just as good as with makeup on, I don't. So... If that's you as well, learn how to do your makeup and do it well. Yeah. So it enhances your natural features, not hides yourself, I think is the key. Power poses. This is somewhat bullshit and somewhat truth.
Okay.
But, if you stand in a powerful pose before you do something that scares you, like if you're giving a talk or something, if you stand in like the powerful, arms outstretched and, the Jesus posture, I don't know.
Hands on hips.
Yeah, it actually increases your testosterone levels. They've done, they can actually measure this. So it can also turn you into an arse. But, if you're feeling like... if you're high testosterone is responsible for a lot of idiocy. If you're feeling like, oh, I don't want to, I'm actually going to vomit before I walk on stage and give this talk, just spend 30 seconds going, and this is probably lost in translation, but I'm standing with my arms outstretched and like making myself really wide and big. Do that for 30 seconds before you go on stage and I guarantee you'll feel better. More confident. Oh, here's a really good one. Controversial. If there's something about yourself that you don't like, fix it. That'll do wonders for your confidence. Whether it's a physical thing, if you feel like you're really physically weak, get stronger. Lift weights, go to pole dancing.
It's possible.
If you feel like you don't like the fact that you're carrying extra weight, lose it. If you feel like you'd like to be able to run for a bus, start training to run a marathon. Fix the thing that you don't like about yourself. This isn't just physical stuff either. If you feel dumb when your friends talk about politics, learn a little bit about politics. If you feel ignorant when you hear people talking about current events, read a bit of current news. It's not difficult to do, and it makes a real difference to how you feel about yourself.
Long car journey, switch to Radio 4 instead of Radio 1.
Oh, God, yeah, stop listening to Radio 1. Read stuff. Ask someone to explain. If you don't understand something, instead of pretending, and people do this so often, and I used to do it as well. I used to be like, oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Say, actually, I don't understand that. Will you explain it to me, please? Because that will boost your confidence and their confidence. There is no major world problem that education can't fix, I believe.
True.
Get out of your own head. Stop overthinking things. Really important. Be present in the moment instead of living in the past or the future. That will improve your confidence as well. You stop mulling things over. You stop worrying about what might happen.
Okay.
And be you, unless you suck. In which case, fix that.
And then be you.
And then be you. It's like, yeah, you don't look at people who you admire and figure out what about them you admire and then try and emulate that rather than trying to be that other person.
Yeah.
Because comparison, I say this all the time, but comparison is the thief of joy. If you're always comparing yourself to other people, you're always going to fall short if they're people you admire because you're different from them.
Yeah.
And
they're 10 years ahead of you and they're projecting an image and you're only seeing the good stuff.
Exactly. So, there is literally no point in trying to be somebody else because it's not going to happen. So work on the attributes that you admire.
Yeah, they're brave or they go for it or they work well or they take time off or they look like they're enjoying themselves or they're whatever.
It's different from trying to be them. And finally, if you're going to be weird, be confident about it.
Yes.
That, I think, I would like to have etched on my gravestone because I am a little bit weird and, people who poll with me will tell me that as well. But, if you're weird and you're confident about it, that's how you end up being offered a Charlie Chaplin striptease routine at Ludlow Pride. It's like, who will do this weird thing? Vicky will do it.
Vicky will totally do that.
And she'll nail it because she loves it. So yeah, if you're going to be weird, be confident about it. Being weird is cool. Embrace your weirdness. Unless...
Everybody likes a bit of weird.
Everybody is a bit weird. So takeaway. Focus on the good things about yourself and not your perceived faults. Fix the genuine faults, but most of the stuff that we beat ourselves up about, I think, isn't genuine. It's just nonsense.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that's true. I think move forward, acknowledge the fact that you're moving forward, work on the stuff that you'd like to move forward on, and see it happening. Work hard, enjoy it, and see it happening. And you will become confident. You will. That sounded like an order. Also ask for stuff. Yes, that's what you wrote earlier.
Yeah.
Ask for things.
Ask for the things you want. You won't always get them, but sometimes you will.
But going for no is not a bad thing.
Yeah. Oh, we should talk about we should do a podcast about going for no at some point. We can just basically read the book out loud to people. Probably shouldn't do that. So next week, why positive thinking is bad for you. Ooh, controversial.
Why positive thinking is bad for you.
Yep. Tune in next week to find out why.
What?
I know, right? In the meantime, though, you can join Bookaholics Anonymous, which is free by going to vickyfraser.com/book club.
Cool.
If you know somebody who will enjoy this nonsense, send them a link. Send them to vickyfraser.com/podcast or go to iTunes. Leave us a review, please.
Yeah, we like reviews.
We like reviews, yeah. Don't just tell us you're going to leave a review and then don't leave one. That makes us sad.
Who are you making feel bad there?
Nobody. Maybe. And as always, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. Oh, if you have any questions about anything that we've talked about on any of the podcasts, or you just want me to answer something, email me, vicky@vickyfraser.com. I will Joe and I will answer your question.
We will.
With gin.
Totally will.
Thanks, Joe.
No worries.
We'll be back same time next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Like what you've just heard? Tell your colleagues, tell your friends, send them to www.businessforsuperheroes.com/podcast.